Hello and welcome back to Joellen's Kitchen. Today we're going to make a fairly simple recipe, and it's called potato cakes or potato pancakes if you will, and it's utilizing your leftover mashed potatoes. I happen to have 2 cups of leftover mashed potatoes that I'm going to turn into potato cakes or potato pancakes. First I'm going to add 1 cup of flour. And for 2 cups of potato cakes, I'm going to add 2 eggs, there we go. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt. You can go lighter on the salt if you like. I think it helps to give them flavor. And you know, you can do a dash of pepper, no pepper at all, or however much pepper you want. And then another thing that really provides flavor is to add some chopped onions. And I had some chopped onions left from another dish. And I'm going to put about a half a cup of chopped onions in there, just to give it some additional flavor. And I'm going to take my little spatula and stir this around until it's thoroughly mixed. Now if they got too thick or a little dry, you can always add just a little bit of milk. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want them runny like normal pancake batter, but you do want them smooth because they're going to be fried in about 3 tablespoons of butter to start, and you can always add more if they soak some up. You can use butter or margarine, by the way. And I think I am going to add just a little dash of milk here. That should do it. And we'll mix these up a little bit more. They'll have a slight yellow tinge to them. Oh yeah, that's really good now. They're not quite so stiff, but they're still not runny. They're just a nice smooth texture. But I thought they should get used, and this is a treat. I can remember my mother and grandmother making them. And it is a Pennsylvania Dutch recipe. It's in one of my Pennsylvania Dutch cookbooks, so it's even in there. And we have this wonderful smooth mixture of batter for potato pancakes. So what we're going to do now is move over to my old-fashioned cook stove and fire it up, and we'll put the butter in and we'll fry a couple up and try them. They're great. I like them with a little bit of ketchup on. Some people eat them just so. You choose how you want to top them. Okay, we're going to start up the Bic lighter that I have, and I'm going to turn on my gas. And just, there we go, it's nice. And we'll turn it down a little. We don't want it to burn, so we don't want to fry it too fast. And here I have my 3 tablespoons of butter. We'll put that in there to melt. That's looking good. And as that's heating up, you can decide on the size. I'm going to put about 4 in this pan, I think. And if you want them all exactly the same size, you can always use an ice cream scooper or something of that nature. But sometimes you're hungry for a bigger one, and sometimes you're hungry for a smaller one. And once they're made, if you can't finish them up all in one sitting, no problem. You can always freeze them individually and pull them out when you have a hankering for a potato pancake. I don't worry so much about squishing them down, because what will happen is, as we flip it over, the other side will flatten. Okay, we just want them nice, and I started with this one. We just want them nice and golden brown, and it also helps to get the heat all the way through while they're cooking. if you put a lid on it, and you will see that steam. They're cooking up really nice, so let's try and flip one over, see how we do. Okay, it's a very light brown, but they are browning, which is good. That one got a little bit longer. Go this way with it. There we go. Oh yeah, they're looking wonderful. See how nice and light brown they're getting. We have enough for a few more here. One. Two. Big. Okay, we left them cool for just a few minutes and we're going to try one of our potato pancakes. Now I put pretty much salt in mine, so I won't need any more. If you choose to not put any salt in and allow people to salt to taste, that's fine. But again, I warned you, I do like a little bit of ketchup on mine, so I usually top them with some ketchup, and we'll give it a go. Wow, just like Grandma made. Really good. So my 2 cups of potatoes, 1 cup of flour, 2 eggs, and the seasoning are making 8 potato cakes, and you can gauge that for how big your family is. So if you only have 1 cup of potatoes left, cut the ingredients in half. For instance, instead of 2 eggs, you just use 1 egg, that sort of thing. So this is a 2-cup batch and it made 8. Thanks for joining me.